the time for the spooky month. And you know what that means? Time to reminisce on what scared me as a little baby child. Since this is my first time, there's no telling what if or I'll never do this again, but I'll expect my best to edit this shit. Now! Let's get into this. Number 10. Slender. Slender, so very tall, not very tender. Who doesn't know about this tall, white, and faceless man in this day and age? He is the lowest on my list because, well, thinking about him now, he isn't really all that scary. But as a child, he certainly sent shivers down my spine. From his first game to his first game out in the woods and his 8 pages. With a dirty, grimy sanatorium, the Hollow Hospice, and the looming elementary, the Forgotten Circus, among others in the Shadow series, like a lot of others. Yes, back then he was certainly a threat, but nowadays he's just a passing memory with not so much of a threat. Compared to most things these days. Who knows? Maybe he'll come back again to haunt our dreams sometime. Number 9. Fairy Tale Fights. So, I have only played this demo in my childhood. What's so scary about this? Well, it's a bloody beat-em-up featuring fairy tale characters. Doesn't sound so scary, does it? Well, that's because this only occurs in the demo. I played it a few times, and it has made me play uneasy the first time. That's because when the demo timer runs out, then a goddamn giant's foot slams down onto the scene, ending Riding Hood's life, leaving her in a bloody mess. There is no escape. There is no surviving. Once the giant shows up, it's all over for you. Despite the cartoonish style, it certainly gave me a shock back then. Though sadly, the full game is no longer on the PS Store, so to my knowledge. So me playing this game will never happen. Number 8. Sonic.exe. So, Sonic.exe, huh? I suppose you shouldn't be surprised that a little baby child like me was scared by something like this. I love a character turning evil or into a demon, pitch black eyes, blood dripping down. What child wouldn't be scared of something like that? But if I was scared of him back then, why is it so on the list now? Well, things change and people grow, right? But me, I'm stuck in the short-ass body that I've had since high school. Everything else grew. Do not take that out of context. Since all the Sonic.exe stuff, I've seen through. Since all the other Sonic.exe stuff I've seen is either through other YouTubers, I guess the horror of him has kind of worn off on me, I suppose. Either way, he was scary back then, not so much now. However, there are new variations that do have its scariness factors up tenfold, and I think you should check them out. Number 7. Mario and the 13th Hotel. So, Mario and the 13th Hotel. What made this scarier in this childhood horror for me than Sonic.exe? Well, Sonic.exe was exclusively to me, at least seen in game format. Whereas other YouTubers played the game, it kinda lessened the horror for me. But this was an animated horror video on YouTube, so there was no saving me from said horrors. I was alone by myself, in the dark, under the blankets, hiding like a little bitch. So there was no saving me from all the horrors, all the blood, terrifying voices, and backwards messages. All the while, since I wasn't a huge Nintendo nerd back then, yeah, I guess I am still now. I was terrified what they did to Mario and Luigi and the others. Since that struck with me in my little tiny little baby heart, I suppose that made it more creepy for me back then. Since a lot of gaming creepypastas mostly focused on Sonic back then, it was just strange seeing a Mario one, I suppose. Number 6. Pony.mov series. Yes, so I watched some of these series as a kid. However, I was absolutely terrified because of the thumbnails alone. Of course, Shed.mov was the scariest. I'm not saying that these were intended as horror, given the ending of said series was rather comical in nature. It was certainly bizarre, strange, and scary. I don't think I've watched all of them as a kid, but I can't do much about that now. Shouldn't have, but... However, it has led me to be a subscriber of Hot Diggity Demon. Ding! And his awesome animation, so I suppose that's a plus for me. Just to say, on to the next number! Number 5. End credits Garfield movies. So you must think I'm joking, right? Absolutely fucking not. No, I remember clearly in my mind. It was a night alone, I was watching a Garfield movie while my siblings were asleep. If I remember correctly. It was like the one where they were superheroes from another world type thing as the main cast, and seeing all the characters I knew being swapped with inanimate objects was freaky as fuck to me. Sure, it was okay in the end, but that's where my nightmares were realized. The end credits. There they were, Garfield and Odie. I thought it was just gonna be the beginning until they changed. They laughed and made strange body movements. It was dark with no one awake. I couldn't ask anyone to cover me and my little child brain. Looking back at it, I'm now just realizing I was a fucking idiot for being scared like that. I cannot lie. It made me very fucking chill to the bone back then. Number 4. Old horror JRPG games. Ebe, Misao, Mad Father. Yes. Old Hindi or JRPG games. Who wasn't afraid of them back in the day? Ebe, stuck in an art gallery with dark paintings, mannequins, and other art stuff chasing after you. I can appreciate that as an artist myself. Misao, you're a school student, stuck in the school that's trapped in an interdimensional shift of a dead schoolgirl and her grudge. Can't really blame her because school sucks, but it was definitely a massive over-exaggeration on her part. And Mad Father, mad scientist, father, rampage, kill her daughter. All the while her father's creations were more accurately cadavers were trying to kill her as she was trying to escape the house. These types of games were the scariest shit back then, and they still are today. I hope they make a resurgence soon. They were very scary to me as a child, and I hope they are more to torment the next generation of children. Also, special shout out to the witch's house. Number 3. Candle Cove. Yar! Here lies the hope of all ye landlubbers for being normal for this skit. So, Candle Cove, pretty high up, right? I know some people out there will not like this placement regardless. So how is this creepy imposter shivers their timbers onto the 3rd spot? Well, it all boils down to its originality. How sporadic my imagination was as a child. It certainly was original. It even got its own show as of recently. The only other creepypasta to get that kind of fame was No End House. Sadly, all I know is the synopsis of that pasta. The imagery of the skin taker, of all the characters are screeching at the end, and how it all seems that it was in the mind of a child because the screen was all sad. That's why it's made its way up on so high. No, I will not apologize for my jokes. Number 2. Lomando.com. Lomando.com. What do I say about this website? It's scary as shit. At first, it seems so innocent, assuming, however, one more click into the website, chick gets out of house so fast. You got your floating heads, her rock, paper, scissors, mirrors, a smoking riddle, so many wild shit that's going on. It'll make your head spin! However, while I never experienced this myself, because I was never really brave to the horror genre, I did watch a lot of YouTubers make a lot of videos on it, so I gotta give them props to it. And that said, on to number 1. Number 1. Analog horror. So, are you surprised with this? I am too! I have never heard of such a thing until I have seen a thing called Local 58. Shit, the shit they put there was nerving the hell out of me. Sure, I might not have been a child when they came out, but I was under 18, so it counts. Do not take that out of context either. Things like, this message will repeat until no one is left to hear it, and shit along those lines. I've tried watching a few, but they left me very disturbed. Even to this day, when I watch specific ones, I am left terrified and sleepless. I think that the horror analog genre can be a very creative outlet, seeing how you have to be creative to write a good story.
Somewhere in the multiverse, there lies an alternate Earth-like planet named Pangea. Over 84% of life has developed supernatural powers. One of those unknown people seems to have been evil and has sent a deadly virus to us through a rift that changes us, molds us. It gives us superpowers at the cost of our sanity, our humanity, and very few have contracted it and not gone evil. Further detail will be recorded soon.
Jesus! Ugh. Well, that was fucking weird. What the fuck was that? Alright! That concludes this top 10 list, and I thank all of you out there people for viewing this. I really hope you liked it, since this is different from my regular gaming videos. Like, comment, and subscribe, and I is appreciated, and I hope to see you all again next time.